Today, we'll examine Google Slides. One of the easiest way to get to slides is through your menu button right on your Chrome browser. If you click there, it'll take you to the opening menu for Google Slides. If you're in a Google Classroom setting and you have an assignment that has an attached file, always use the attached file. If you're creating a new one, the recommended way to do it is through your Google Drive. You'll have your own folder structure and enter that folder, and then you can add Google files to it. I'm going to add a Google Slides blank presentation. So now we have a brand new slideshow, and I'll begin by giving it a title. This is called Intro to Google Slides. All right, simple enough. Now, when I go back to my Google file, there you have the title. See, when you open up a brand new file, you will get a title slide as the default. There are many kinds of templates that are available. I like the title and body slide quite a bit as a template because it's formatted for a nice little subheading and then add some text. So when you go to add a slide, you have a choice of a bunch of different options, some very creative options that might help you in your production. But today, let's start with a blank one, and the blank one is right down there. On the right-hand side, you see a menu option for themes. You can select these. Realize that whatever theme you select will be consistent throughout all of the slides that you'll create in the product. Let's take a look at the menu bar here. We have the create a new slide. Here's the undo and redo buttons. This is inserting a text box, okay? So if I want to write, I click on the text box and come and drag the kind of shape that I want. If I want to delete it, you just select it by the edge right there as soon as your browser goes into the four arrows and just hit backspace. The thing about text boxes, if you just tap it one time, this is the default shape of the box. And then, of course, once you write, this is the text. You can still change you can change everything really. Let's say, for instance, I wanted to change the way these words look. I select the text and I'm back up to the bookmarks where I see all sorts of formatting options right here in the top center. I can change the font. I'm a big fan of Comfora. I like the size 18 in a slide because if we look at the slide in present mode, you'll see that 18 is a pretty good size for readability. All right, so if I want to edit the text some more, I go to I select the text box. I select all of my text if I want. There's ways to make things look certain ways. Here's the text color. And the features here, oh, this is a fun one. This is highlighter. If I just want the behind the text that I've selected to have a certain color, that would be it, okay? Let's say I wanted to undo any of this. I didn't like what it was. I'm just going to walk it back, and you can use that button for that. Also, Control Z. All right, so let's say I've got some text here, and I'll just move this. I can move it around by selecting it with the four arrows. I like to keep these text boxes as small as possible. This also brings us to a good point about alignment. So let's say I have a text box like this, and I want it to be centered. In fact, I'm going to make it even a little bigger. I want this text to be right in the middle of this text box. So I select the text box. And up here are some features for alignment in this tab. I can align horizontally or vertically. So let's go horizontally first, and then let's double up with vertically. And you can see that you can manipulate that real easy. I like putting borders on text boxes, especially for formatting a fun slide. If you'd like, over here are some options for that. The border weight is how thick that line will be. Usually 1, 2, 3, or 4 is pretty good. 4 is still, it's pretty thick. You can also change the color of that by the one right next door, the border color. Pick any color you like, okay? If I wanted to change the color of the text box, I would fill that color, and I could fill it any way I like. You can see that I've got certain color schemes that I think kind of go well together, and you'll adjust that as you like. Okay, let's just make this a little bigger for fun. Okay, so back up to the bar here. Now, if I wanted to zoom, here's where I can do it. You can make it very large if you want. Sometimes you want to see it from a distance. So if you want to see the full slide, you might drop down to like 50%. Then the fit view here actually is kind of that's the default. So you can kind of have the most workspace. Speaking of workspace, you can work on the sides here too. Okay, you can add stuff over here to edit it maybe a little bit, and then drag it over. But realize you're only going to see what's inside this white paper frame. Now it's time to insert an image. A lot of people will upload pictures that they've already downloaded. This is a good way to do it if you have something already on your computer. Searching the web is convenient, and you can put anything you like in there, and it will bring back some instant results. If I wanted to insert this picture, I select it and then insert the option. But I do want to point out something here about that way of doing it. I have no idea whose picture this is. There's no source to credit. So if I really get into a project that requires citation, I can't use this tool. So I really recommend uploading from your computer or from the drive. But if you're just doing a quick search and you just want something fun and easy, if it's a practice type of thing that doesn't require citation, go ahead and use this tool here. It's really pretty good.